What is up, Charlotte Orioles and Oriole families? We are back for another round of Overwatch gameplay. We got the Charlotte Orioles coming in here. Coming back from a victory last week, this team has gone really in a positive direction in the last few weeks. Coming off a win, they are currently, I think they're the 5 seed right now in the state playoff tournament. So this game right now is extremely important in terms of playoffs because we are seated close to Melvindale. And if we beat Melvindale, that puts us in a really good opportunity in terms of where we'll be at in the bracket. If we can make like a 3 or a 2 seed, then we won't have to play the number 1 seed for quite a while in the pack and in the bracket. So this is a really, really important game for us to win. We did scrim this team earlier in the year, and it was really, really scrappy. Every fight was kind of on edge. You know, it was a lot of 2v3s at the end, and people were, you know, dying left and right. So we'll see how this game goes. We'll see if either team has gotten way better. But this is a really, really important game in terms of playoffs for Overwatch. Since we have made playoffs, I think we've made playoffs 3 years in a row for Overwatch now, if we make it this time. So we're trying to make that happen here. Go to full screen for you. I didn't even need a reminder this time. What's up, Targeet? How you doing today, buddy? It's a huge game for us. Huge game. I got my water.
I mean, I don't think.
Kian dropped off lemon bread for me, so I've got a little treat. I'm living the lifestyle right now. All right, Charlotte, I think we discussed doing a little bit of brawl, but we do have a Widow, and of course, if there's a Widow, there's a way. And I'm going to watch the Widow because Royce Mitchell always has a way. So Mr. One Bullet here, he only needs 1 bullet. Let's see if he can fire off 1 bullet and get a pick early here for Charlotte. Busan is a control map, so we're going to be looking to control that left side there where it says attack. So we're going to see if Royce can go ahead and get up here and get a pick. Oh, he had a pick right there. Oh, it's 1 shot. 2 1 shot. Great shots right now by Mr. One Bullet, forcing Melvindale to take a little time to get onto site here. Good shots by him, but he's going to get rushed by a Reaper. Probably going to get kicked off that height. He's going to have to reposition. So let's watch our supports over here. We got Tayshawn healing up his team. That Reaper is all over the place right now, going and attacking Reaper in the backside as well, just like he did with our Widow. Everybody's doing a really good job right now. Charlotte seems to have a control of the site right now, but they're getting pushed off towards the edge of the map, and we're going to lose our tank because the Reaper is just unloading the shotguns onto him, and Charlotte right now is going to get wiped off the site. I believe Royce is going back to switch off Widow, and Melvindale is going to take the first site. No big deal. You can see at the top of the map, you have a good shield for your teammate right there by 5-0. So we did switch off of Widow. We are now going to be playing a Cassidy, so we'll switch over to him. Royce was hitting all of his shots in the warm-up today, so let's see if he can make things happen like he was in the warm-up. Insanity's going to TP top left up to the top to take on the Reaper. He kicks the Reaper off height, but the Reaper drops right onto our tank. Insanity really weak here. He's got to back up. He's going to get great support. The vault's coming down now from Melvindale, and a use by Insanity that perhaps was maybe a little bit early. I'm not sure I would have used that right there, especially if you're anti. But the wipes come through. I think Mr. One Bullet got a couple of them, and Snipely wraps it up. All right, so we'll watch. Let's watch Bowden here for a little bit. You can see up at the top that's the Melvindale side on the right there where it says the Melvindale logo. They have 50%, so they're looking to get 100. We are currently at about 15. That Reaper's going to go ahead and ult in the back. Oh, he's going to back off. He didn't like it. All right, but he does have his ult, so we do got to be aware of that. Ko coming through for both teams. Ko went through for Charlotte. No picks from it, but Ko comes out right now for Melvindale. Step right up on the right side. Mr. One Bullet goes down before he can get the ult off. Reaper's going to try to stand his ground, but the Reaper ult for Melvindale comes in, wiping out Charlotte. Charlotte's going to have to play retake here. Charlotte leaves it off at 38%. Melvindale is climbing now up to 54. All right, so we'll watch a little bit of Platinum now. This is Brendan. See what the ult situation looks like for Charlotte. Actually, we're going to go super over here to Snipe Lee because he's the only one with an ult, so he's probably going to be the one to use here. Trying to create some space for his team. He seems a little bit intimidated by the amount of damage he's taken from that Reaper, so he's not quite sure if she should go in or not. He's waiting for the okay from his team. They're building a little bit of ult percentage right now. We did lose Insanity. We also are going to lose Mr. One Bullet, so DPS are down for Charlotte, so Charlotte's going to have to back off of this. Try to touch the point one more time, but it's not looking good because Melvindale's already at 90%. They're going to have to probably switch to something to get the touch, unless, oh my gosh, we got Tayshawn in the back trying to get touch, and he's going to go down. That's going to be a stagger, and I don't think Charlotte's going to be able to touch this. They are going to be able to touch this because Insanity gets there, but he's going to be very short-lived here. Gets the Reaper to one shot, but nobody else can capitalize on it. Boden's going to try to get on point here, and he can't quite get there inches from the point. So Melvindale's going to take number 1. But like I said, last time we scrimmed this team, everything was really scrappy. Every point was well fought. Every point was hard fought. So expect to see a lot of that in the future. You're going to see us get the point. You're going to see them get the point. So it's best 2 out of 3. They've got 1 right now.
Oh, we're in the thick of it now.
Looks like largely the same comp for Charlotte. Both teams are going to go ahead and fight over high ground here. Insanity's out playing in the front line. Looks like Snipe Lee is, again, hesitant to kind of take space on this, so Charlotte's going to be pushed to the back line here. We're going to be pushed all the way back, almost to the spawn door. But Boden doing a good job taking a lot of the damage for his team. He's going to back up, and Insanity's going to replace for a second, and they're going to get the pick on both the Reaper and the Moira. That's huge picks for Charlotte. Charlotte should be able to wipe this one up and be the first to take point, and they do. They're going to wipe that Junker Queen. They're down to take point right now. Charlotte takes point. Percentage goes up for Charlotte. Let's see where we decide to hold here. Looks like Charlotte wants to go up and hold the spawn door up there on the right. That's exactly what I would do if I were them. The Doomfist switch by Melvindale is very interesting. Insanity caught a lack in there. He's caught way out in front of his team. Not somewhere he should be, but the Doomfist goes down as a result. Good job by Charlotte to even the odds here to a 4v4, but Melvindale's fighting without a tank right now. We're going to have a high noon real quick here by Mr. One Bullet.
Eyes out.
Does take some damage from height there. Melvindale's controlling the height right now, so Charlotte's got to be really careful about where they peek and when they peek. Reaper's going to rush onto Mr. One Bullet, get the pick. He was right next to his supports, but they didn't see him. Tayshawn doing a really good job right now trying to keep his team alive, but it looks like the dive of Melvindale is coming through, and Charlotte's going to have to adjust to it. But Charlotte is not without ults right here. Boden's still alive on the point. Oh my gosh, he actually got a pick with that. I should have been watching him. That's my fault. So we've got 2 ults right now. Gonna have a third for this fight. Oh, nope, he switched. All right. Switched Orisa for the Doomfist. So I'm gonna stick to Mr. One Bullet right now because he does have his ult. Charlotte's gonna walk on a point here. There's a hinder on the Doomfist. That hinder is going to destroy that Doomfist. And that ult's not too bad. All right, so I think it's are even right now. So Charlotte's going to take point here, but Melvindale controls the height, so they're kind of raining down damage from the height. But hey, we don't care if you're going to hit us from height as long as we control the plant, or I'm sorry, as long as we control the site. I just made a Valorant reference in Overwatch. I've been playing a lot of Valorant, chat. Reaper's going to TP up to try to get some damage, but he's frontlining. The bubble comes through. It looks like they switched to a Zar. Yes, they did. Zarya's a good switch against an Orisa, so a lot of counter picking on the side of the tanks right now for both Charlotte and Melvindale. A lot of counter picking. Next fight, we're going to watch Insanity. Insanity has his ult, so we'll go ahead and watch him. And if Charlotte wins a fight, they win the round here, because Melvindale's not going to be able to touch. So let's get over to Insanity. Insanity's got to come through here with a big ult. Got to have a big ult here from Insanity.
Name's Cassidy.
Charlotte's going to try to win this fight off Insanity's ult. If they can't win this fight off Insanity's ult, they're probably going to have to start building a little bit more ult percentage because they don't have too much right now. Big ult. Oh, but he can't live it. And the ult comes through from Melvindale. So Charlotte's going to get wiped off here. No big deal. We've got a couple of fights till we make this happen. We did build both support ults there. So we have 2 support ults, but we have nothing on the DPS and tank side. That really stinks. But Charlotte is by no means out of this. They can take this point. They can build another ult right here. Snipely can definitely get his by the time we get to endgame here. Alright, so we have a fight up here top. Reaper gets reduced to half health again, but he's not going to go down. The big window from Tayshawn, huge window by him to make that happen. And I believe Charlotte's going to wipe him off here, and we're going to be able to make this happen. So that's a huge support ult, big window by Tayshawn to win it for Charlotte in round 2. I don't think Melvindale, well, no, Melvindale switched Tracer, so they're going to be able to touch. She's going to recall. She's going to get back on site probably here, I would assume. Yep, she's going to get back on site, so Melvindale's being scrappy with it, but they're getting wiped off as they come onto the site. The desperation grab is going to come out, but Charlotte's going to hit Q at the same time, and this tank is going to go down for Melvindale. Melvindale is going to be wiped off site. Charlotte is going to win round 2, so 1-1 to start. I told you, when we played this team in a scrim earlier in the year, it was scrappy. It's going to be scrappy. We're going to win some. We're going to lose some. But it's best 2 of 3. So right now, whoever wins this next one is going to take this game. Take this map, I should say.
We're doing this my way.
All right, so this map is a little more wide open than the first map, but not as wide open as that second map was. There is basically a big circle in the middle. We'll be fighting over basically a little shrine or statue in the middle. But there is some spots on the left and the right side of the map that you can take advantage of some flanks. So we'll watch. Let's watch one of our supports here. Let's watch Brennan for a little bit. All right. Looks like Charlotte's calling to go left, but the tank has gone right. But it appears he is okay. Interesting call by Charlotte to kind of all peek that little window at once and give up sight. I don't know what the call there was, but it's an interesting one. Tayshawn doesn't see the one-shot DPS behind him. That's all right. Everybody on Charlotte is alive right now, but they're giving up a lot of ground, and Brennan's using a lot of juice to keep him up. Tank is one shot. He's going to have to use whatever's left to take care of the tank. Do a little bit of damage there. Doing a good job keeping his juice up. He's going to throw a damage orb in. Do a little fade to keep himself alive. Everybody's kept alive right now. Charlotte's supports are working overtime, but it is working. Oh, Tayshawn goes down, though. That's a bad thing for Charlotte. Their supports are working overtime, and Charlotte's going to be wiped off here. Brennan going to try to get out with his life here. I think he gets out of this. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that was scary. All right, so we have Ko and we have Window, so we'll probably stick to Platinum here. He's going to Ko. That's his ultimate. Heals and damages at the same time. It's a really good ultimate. But Melvindale has pushed all the way up. You see that Ko is now active for Brennan. And he's going to go ahead and use it. There is a one-shot BAP in the back, but he can't quite close the kill. He's got to turn back to heal his teammates who are one shot in front of him. And Ko comes out for Melvindale as well. So Melvindale is trading ults with us right now. We'll click off Brennan for a second. We'll go to Insanity back here, who is in the back line, getting the kill on the BAP of Melvindale. That's a huge pick. Going to get the kill on the Moira probably here too. Good big picks for Insanity. Go ahead and grab this Reaper in the tank too. The Reaper's going to ult and get a couple of kills. Is that going to win it for Melvindale? It's just Brennan on the site. That fight was so scrappy. Dang it. Okay. That Reaper ult was huge for Melvindale. And Charlotte now is in a desperate situation. They have to touch point here. We're going to have a ult from Insanity. We're going to have an ult from Tayshawn. Maybe Mr. One Bullets can build his if he survives long enough here. All right, so Charlotte doesn't have to rush too hard right here. They still have 5% of it remaining, but this is an easy, probably an ult here coming out. Most likely, I'd be shocked if he didn't. He could ult Bob. He did, but he got punched out of it. The Doomfist you saw was just backed off waiting for that. Charlotte's still alive here, though, trying to keep themselves alive. Bob came out for us too, from Mr. One Bullet, but Platinum's left alone here, trying to survive as long as he can, but Charlotte's not going to be able to survive on point, not going to be able to touch point, and Melvindale is going to take map 1. Really, really scrappy fight there. But that is just the beginning. We play 5 maps. That is only 1.
Play of the game.
Play of the game here by Melvindale's Ash. Play of the game was interesting. She was just sitting up there not being bothered. Alright, well, I don't know if you guys have lemon bread but me, but I'm going to have some lemon bread while we wait for the next map. I didn't know I liked lemon bread until today. Usually not a fan of lemony things. Alright, so just a reminder of the context of this match. We are currently ranked 5th in Overwatch, which would put us at the 5 seed. MiHSEF is automatically inviting the top 8, so the top 8 are already in after this week. And then the next 16 teams will play a play-in game, and so 16 will go down to 8, and then 16 will go to states. So if Charlotte wins this game, we should be able to just go automatically to states. If Charlotte loses this game, we may drop into a play-in game, and our seed gets much worse from there on out. But if Charlotte wins this game right now, it's big for us. It's huge. Definitely the biggest game of the year so far. Not sure if any subs are being made. Nothing in the chat right now. Perhaps both teams are thinking. Sure, Mr. Keith is coaching, doing some coaching things. Stinky Cheese has said ready. Or maybe that's old. It's a heck of a name.
Humanity is shackled. I find the key.
You sure you want me keeping you alive? I am a human, after all.
A helpful human would certainly be a welcome change of pace.
Alright, so map number 2 is going to be Blizzard World. This map is a classic.
We will not lose this battle if we fight as one.
So this map, you're going to see Melvindale holding up on probably the arches, just like everybody does, but they're going to have people up to the top right. You will see once we get up to arches here.
Capture objective A.
Beautiful statues.
Waiting gains us nothing.
Target over there.
Beautiful statues.
Hostile in view.
Disrupting.
Alright, so Melvindale electing to mostly play on the low ground. You do see a BAP up on the high ground there. So they're trying to focus that BAP and get him off white right now. They are going to do so. Charlotte trying to calm and take the height, but Tayshawn's going to be left behind. Bowden doing a good job healing for his teammate. They take the height right now, but things have gotten a little scrappy here in this room. Charlotte needs to make a move on it. Just one bullet now on the Sojourn, trying to do some damage out of there, but there's so many bodies in front of him, it's hard to aim through all that. Huge punch by the Doomfist of Melvindale, but the Doomfist is going to pay for that punch, even though he does get one pick. Not sure if it's worth it losing your tank. All right. Bowden now doing a good job backing everybody off. Insanity's going to die to the Reaper of Melvindale. A lot of Reaper 1v1s going on in this game right now between Insanity and Hero. Bowden's going to be really weak right now. He's going to get his form just in time. I believe a lot of his team is not with him, though. They are dead. And Charlotte, I think, is going to get the answer. All right. Really scrappy. Really scrappy. That's a long fight.
Team kill. Band together.
We gotta make sure we're being careful here. I know that a lot of our first deaths are our DPS right now. Make sure we're being okay with that. Marissa is going to be the switch here for Bowden. See if the immediate switch is to Azar then on Melvindale's side. We'll see. I like the Azar. I like the Orisa for a lot of reasons here. One, for the Doomfist, and two, also for that Reaper, because if that Reaper tries to ult, you can just spear right out of it. And that Reaper's just in the backline right now. Someone's got to take care of him. Good spear there to knock everybody back. It's going to be a window and a Bob in front of the window, though. Charlotte lost its BAP, but they still have the Moira. So as long as they can get on a site here, should be a good fight for them. This Reaper is just a menace right now for Melvindale, but the Moira's going to get picked off. Snipely's going to get picked off as a result, though. He had no supports looking at him. Mr. One Bullet is on site as a Sombra, but he's going to have to hide. He's out. All right, Charlotte struggling to take first point here.
I stand. We are stronger together.
Some switches coming through. Ramatra is now the switch. You see that Melvindale switched their tank to a Junker Queen.
Restoring balance.
Hey, Sean, usually a BAP main is now switched to Kiriko, so he probably seen something that they need. Maybe perhaps the cleanse is what they need. Cleanse coming out right there, keeping his team alive, but the Reaper ult is going to wipe Charlotte off. Charlotte needs to reset for one last fight here. They got about 40 seconds. Sombra's going to have to touch. Are we still Sombra? We are still Sombra. Trying to get away. He's trying to get away so hard. They're just spamming, trying to hit him. He's got to be the one to touch. He's got to be the one to touch, but he can't die. He's also got an EMP. He's got to go get in position to touch here. He's got to. So One Bullet trying to get in position to touch. He's going to have to touch in 12. EMP comes out by Royce, but nobody's going to touch.
Time for the reckoning.
That is unfortunate by Charlotte. I think probably I would have had... Royce probably should have touched right there on the point, and that would have separated Melvindale as they would have strung along to try to get the guy out the point, and that would have allowed Charlotte to walk out a lot easier. But that's all right. It was scrappy. Charlotte can hold this.
An American cowhand. Has this dimension timescales?
That's right, big man.
All right,
it's
so
the 1880s all over.
Now Charlotte is on defense. Charlotte's going to be playing a little pokey here. We're going to have some poke characters coming out. We got Sigma for Bowden. We've got Mr. One Bullet on Ash. We've got Insanity on Cassidy.
We're doing this.
Tay shot back on Bap, and then Platinum's going to Mercy. Interesting. Watch Insanity a little bit here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Haven't seen his Cassidy in a minute.
Incoming. Defend objective A.
Thanks, Doc.
Immediate presence taken by Melvindale's tank. That's a really good job by the Orisa to get up there and take a lot of that space. Sigma struggles when people are in his face. The hinder comes out on the Reaper. That's a great hinder by Insanity. So Charlotte in a 4v5 in favor of them right now. Nice headshots by Insanity. He's doing a really good job right now keeping the damage up. Let's see our other DPS. See how he's doing. Brennan doing a really good job holding right click. Now left click. Left click. Left click. Left click. Right click. Left click. Right click. Beautiful. Great job. Over here to our other DPS. He's got a hone-in on this Bap. That Bap's half health, but he can't complete the kill because the Bap runs away. Nice shot. Nice shot. Ash playing well from a distance here. Going to throw the dynamite out. Blow it up. Try to get some tick damage. Let's go to our tank here who was frontlining. That golden Orisa really pushing him back. That's what a Sigma struggles with, but he's focusing who he should be focusing and rocking the Orisa when she's out of gold. That's a good job by him. The Orisa is pushing though, pushing hard. Going to ult, do a lot of damage to Bowden. I don't know if he has heals. He got heals from the Mercy, but it's too late. Step right up coming from Mr. One Bullet. But that's not going to do much as the Orisa just bullies it backwards. The Orisa right now doing a great job pushing Charlotte back, and Charlotte's going to get pushed off the point, and Melvindale is going to beat Charlotte in that map quite convincingly.
Play of the game.
Oops. I hit a button. Alright, so Charlotte has dropped the first two maps, so it's 2-0 Melvindale right now, but that does not mean it's over. It's not over until someone grabs 3 maps. So Charlotte is going to have to put a string of 3 maps in a row together to beat Melvindale. But it is not over yet. We will see what they've got in store. Next map is going to be Gibraltar. Gosh, I hate this map. This map makes me sad. This map, every time I play this map, I get angry. It's a very high ground driven map. Hopefully Charlotte is going to look to grab some people that can take high ground and retake high ground over and over and stay there. That's going to be the key to winning this map for sure. It's like we do have a sub. Gonna have Cage come in here. Alright, so Charlotte is going to sub in Midnight Wolf for Platinum, it looks like. Probably doing some coaching right now in between games. Again, for any of those that are just joining, Melvindale has got the first 2 maps on Overwatch. We are looking to make a run of 3 maps in a row to beat Melvindale. It's best of 5. Right now, currently our Overwatch team is ranked 5th and seeded 5th in the tournament. If we win this game, it puts us in the top 5 for sure and puts us in a much better spot for playoffs. If we lose this game, we possibly could drop down into a situation where we'd have to play into the playoffs instead of being a guaranteed spot. And you always want that guaranteed spot as opposed to having to play into the tournament. Valorant over the fall had to play in to the tournament, and we lost that game, so we did not get to go to States in Valorant. We do not want the same thing to happen to Overwatch, so this is a huge game for them. They need to secure playoffs. They're down 2-0 right now, but a good team knows how to respond. A good team will respond. Let's see how Charlotte does.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Watchpoint Gibraltar. One of the worst maps, in my humble opinion. But this is the map Charlotte's got to make a statement on. This is the one that they have to turn things around. They have to give Melvindale something to think about here. They have to throw him a curveball. Charlotte has to play together. They have to target. They have to hit their shots. We got Cage coming in. Cage is going to be on the Lucio. He's done a really good job of Lucio this year. He's massively improved his Lucio from last year, from what I've seen. So we'll see how that goes. Orisa for Snipey. Snipe Lee, not Snipey. Insanity's on Reaper. Tayshawn's on Bap. Mr. One Bullet on Ash. So on and so forth. Alright.
My heart is strong, and my javelin is sharp.
For the playoffs, can Charlotte turn things around and get themselves into the top 5 of the bracket? We'll see right now. Looks like Melvindale's going to be playing poke. They're going to be playing at the top of the map right there. I said this map is a very high ground oriented map, and I was not kidding. TP comes back just to get some turrets behind Charlotte. But right now, Melvindale's playing the long game. They're going to poke up there and be really annoying the entire time and let Charlotte pass underneath them and then drop on the other side or behind them. Looks like that Sim is back there. She's alone. She was half, but they couldn't get the kill on her. Tayshawn's going to help out Lucio here, who is one shot. Tayshawn's got a lot to look at right here. Everybody's crit on the screen, so he's trying to keep everybody alive. He's also dealing with everything around him. As Charlotte caves into Melvindale, they move the card a little bit, so that's good for Charlotte. But you definitely want more out of your first push than that. Charlotte might have to take the strategy of just going up to high ground and pushing them off high ground before continuing onto cart. Might have to be the play. If you're going to play below Melvindale, I mean, they have a really pokey comp, so that's kind of what Melvindale wants you to do at this point. So you can see Charlotte is going up on the high ground on the right. Nope, they've chosen to go back down. Trades coming out by both teams. Mr. One Bullet gets a kill, but gets killed himself. So the Ash is gone for Melvindale. Now Charlotte has decided to take the top, and they're doing so with efficiency so far. Melvindale is caving. They are backing off. They are playing a poke comp, not a brawl comp. This should be the way that things are going to be. If you're going to play a brawl comp, you got to brawl people off, and you got to get in the poke. You got to get in the face of the poke. Sigall coming through, but it's going to be canceled. That's a huge cancel. This is one shot. She got away though, she got a health pack, so Bode's gonna have to go back and refocus on his team. You're gonna have to get down to that point at some point. But I believe Charlotte's at pick advantage right now, or disadvantage. How did that spear not hit? Go over to Cage here as he tries to keep Bowden alive. He's trying to speed boost him out of there and make sure that Charlotte can reset this. He's gonna die in the process though. But Charlotte does get out with 2 players. Snipe Lee, one shot. Insanity switches over to Reaper.
Over here.
They're going to try to take high ground here. That's the play. That's the plan. That's what they're going to try to do. TP goes down to TP a turret onto point, but it doesn't really do much. Insanity has gone down to point. Looks like some of the team is up top. It's a really scrappy fight right now. Insanity's going to get walled off and defeated by the Symmetra. Charlotte has a minute right now, and they're going to get wiped off point again. They have to find a way to get on a point and make things happen.
Join me. Why has the payload stopped?
All coming down from the Sigma of Melvindale, but the beat comes down from our Lucio. Great cleanse right there as our tank was one shot. My gosh, that was a lot of damage that he just took. Insanity's one shot as well, but they are going to get picked off on the Ashe. Could be winnable, could be winnable. They do have a tank right now from Mr. One Bullet Copy. He's doing a great job right now. See if he can grab his ult. They can't keep him alive long enough. This is very winnable by Charlotte right now. They should be dumping ults into this. Tayshawn's got to dump his. Tayshawn's got to dump his for sure. Not going to do it. Charlotte's going to get wiped off point. And Charlotte is going to only push the cart. Well, we got a touch by Bowden here. See if he can survive. No, he cannot. Charlotte's only going to be able to push the cart just past the first spawn point bridge.
Clearing the area.
That high ground dominated by Melvindale the entire time.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
Man. It was a really good poke by Melvindale there. I think Charlotte had an opportunity to brawl him off the height, and that was probably Charlotte's only option.
We will have peace at any cost.
Pump up the base. Time to roll out.
Join me.
Blasting up.
Listened to your album the other day.
I guess they could. I mean, they could have gone under bridge.
Did you like it?
Not sure
They
there
get
was
the
enough
entire
bass.
team under bridge,
I could
then
almost hear the other
Melvindale has to
sounds.
drop.
I'll crank
But-
it up next time.
I don't know. You just get poked out from there too.
Dead weight gets left behind.
Honestly, there is one big weakness to Charlotte. Our dive is not very good. I feel like a dive would have been really, really good against that gun in this situation on this map. But unfortunately, we really do struggle with that. And look at that. Melvindale is going to be playing a little bit divier here. They got their Doomfist out. We got Mr. One Bullet right now spamming onto the supports of Melvindale. Melvindale is going to back off from that probably. The Ashe doesn't get hit by one of those. Ashe just picking Mr. One Bullet apart. Tayshawn trying to stay alive. That Ashe is doing a lot of damage to everybody. She is up top there. She's raining down fire. Charlotte's falling apart right here. I don't think Charlotte is going to be able to win this fight. And I'm not sure if they can get a full touch here. Someone's going to touch, but I don't know if they're going to be able to survive for very long. Alright, so Mr. One Bullet's on site, gets the Sombra one shot, but he's not going to be able to get the kill. And Charlotte is going to be able to touch a little bit, but they're weak. It's a 2v5 right now. Trying to keep him alive, not going to happen. Fury's going to try to dance on point, going to go down. Tank did make it onto point. Trying to do some damage, trying desperately to grasp onto any kill he can. And Charlotte's not going to be able to touch on the next character. So Charlotte's going to lose map 3. That is currently a 3-0 for Melvindale and a very important match for Charlotte. That is unfortunate.
Play of the game.
Stinky cheese. Alright. So we have officially lost to Melvindale. Alright. However, the way the playoffs are seeded, if you have a tie between the amount of wins you have, the tiebreaker is map wins. So if Charlotte can rattle 1 or even 2 maps here and get both maps, that's going to go a long way in seeding us in the tournament. So we are going to play all 5 maps. Charlotte just asked for a couple minutes, so I'm assuming there's a lot of coaching going on right now. There's a lot of things to be talked about. And we're going to see what Charlotte comes out and does here. But that is definitely unfortunate to lose to Melvindale. Alright, so it looks like we did get some movement right there. It looks like Tayshawn's going to be sitting this one out, and Platinum comes back in. I am assuming that Platinum is going to DPS, and we're going to have Midnight Wolf and Insanity on support. Or perhaps we're doing Platinum and Midnight Wolf for support, and Insanity and Mr. One Bullet on DPS. I'm not really sure. Charlotte is still in the strategizing phase. This is, like I said, it's an extremely important match for us. Looks like Charlotte has an audio issue. Someone's not able to hear someone else. Alright, so we are entering Game 4, Map 4. Entering Map 4 onto a very important last two maps here for Charlotte. Getting 5-0'd would be probably, it would definitely be really awful for Charlotte to get 5-0'd. I'm not sure where that would leave us in terms of a play-in game. But I think if we get 5-0'd, then we are definitely in a play-in game. We have to play into the playoffs, and that would be really, really unfortunate. I'm not sure if Charlotte takes a couple of maps here, if that saves us from a play-in, or I'm not really sure how the seeding is going to work out, but we can't worry about that right now. We just have to win the games that are in front of us, have to win the maps that are in front of us. So we're going to have Push, and we do have Mr. One Bullet and Insanity on DPS. We got Midnight Wolf and Platinum playing support. So we will see if this little mix-up of players does anything for Charlotte. Melvindale right now is looking crisp, clean, and you can tell they got a lot of confidence against what Charlotte's trying to do. Looks like the dive is coming back against Melvindale here. Doomfist charging up his punch. Gets his punch, he's going to punch into the back line, but the Moira gets picked off by Mr. One Bullet. Good job by him to get the pick over there. Lucio doing a good job. The trap comes through for the Doomfist, and Melvindale is backing off. Looks like Charlotte is going to win fight number 1. Here it goes, one shot back there. They're trying to secure the kill on her. So is Ash. Ash is one shot too, but they're going to peel for the Reaper and the Doomfist. Really good job right now by Charlotte. They're going to be able to push this first point. That's a heck of a start by Charlotte. So maybe they found a little groove here. Maybe Charlotte's found a little something that they can stand on, that they can sow oats on. Let's get it.
Moving ahead.
I don't know what sowing oats means. Okay, we got a Far Mercy coming out. That's going to be a problem. Charlotte's going to have to change for that. They currently have nothing to deal with that at all. They have a Junker, or a Junkrat, and a Reaper. That is a really good switch by Melvindale. Melvindale is doing a great job so far counter switching Charlotte. And we have a Rom switch on the hand. So we got a Rom 1v1 in the front line. We've got a Far Mercy in the air. We've got an Ash in the back line shooting everybody while they're trying to look. And so Charlotte's going to switch to poke DPS with that Brawl up front from Snipe Lee. And the supports are going to be a Moira and a Lucio. One shots already. Oh my gosh, that Farah is just...
Justice reigns from above.
Farah is just destroying Charlotte right now. Oh my god. Res comes off on the Farah as well, so the Farah's going to be alive for this. Boden's going to be pushed back here by the Ramatra. Can't ask much more from him because his team got killed behind him, but Charlotte's back in their spawn right now, so they're going to be respawning really quickly. Going to have to work really hard right now between the two DPS to target either the Mercy or the Pharah. You got to pick one. You can't fight both. You got to put all your ammo into one character. The Mercy was half health, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to complete that kill as the Pharah comes through, gets Insanity down to one shot, and the Ashe finishes the job while the Co comes out. Little Wombo combo comes out for Charlotte, but Bob and Tank Ult comes down to save Melvindale. Even through a Lucio ult, Charlotte cannot stay alive there, and Charlotte is now being pushed back. So a nice early fight, but the Pharmercy pick really doing its number on Charlotte.
Sharp this time.
Even if Charlotte is playing poke, they're not able to get this Pharmercy out of the sky. Charlotte now being spawn held right now, which is fair. I have no problem at all with spawn holding. No problem at all with it. If you don't want us to spawn hold, then pick us out of your spawn. That's my philosophy. Tank down to half health, gonna push him off. There we go, got a little ground now. Charlotte has a little bit of space to work with. The Justice come down by the Pharah. They're gonna look to res that Pharah. And the res comes through on the Ashe instead, so the Pharah's gone for a bit. That's good for Charlotte. But everybody's dead again, so they're gonna have to wait for everybody to respawn. So Pharah's gonna be halfway back by the time they get out of spawn. Break switch for Midnight Wolf. See if that does anything different. He's going to be able to touch. Kill comes through on the Ashe. That's a good kill by them. Break doing her job, keeping everybody off. Keeping her Inspire up. Nice hit there on the Mercy. Go doing everything he can to try to stay alive here. He's just holding block and hoping that somebody comes out and saves him. Gonna put shield down, but that's all she wrote for Charlotte. I think that Melvindale's gonna cap this. Melvindale with the straight push after Charlotte won the first fight.
Play of the game.
Here it comes. Thanks, Bob.
So this is one of those games, I mean, obviously it's not going our way. And that is unfortunate, for sure. Looks like Tayshawn's coming back, I think. Yep, Tayshawn's coming back. Tayshawn's back in. We're going to have... I don't know if anybody's going to switch roles here. Looks like Charlotte's ready, so they're just going to go ahead and play this one out.
Another day, another battlefield.
I'll see this matter resolved.
Alright, so we have the last map here. This is map number 5. Again, this has been all Melvindale so far. It's been 4-0 Melvindale, as I accidentally mute my audio. Whoops. There we go. Alright, so Charlotte looking to pick up any sort of playoff points they can here in the last game. We'll see how this one goes. This is Cervasa. This is a flashpoint map, so each point is going to be basically it's control, but the point moves. Is effectively what flashpoint is. Ball comes out for Melvindale. Okay, so we're in copper. Far Mercy again. This Farah is a lot for Charlotte to handle right now. Charlotte is going to be playing one hit scan character. Ball's going to be half health. Couldn't get the hinder out on him. They can hinder that ball at the right time. He's going to die. He can't get out. Melvindale did cap point, but the Far Mercy again is just absolutely doing work on Charlotte, especially with a ball or some sort of dive tank in front of it. So you're constantly dealing with someone in your face. And then you have a Far Mercy on top of that. That's a difficult thing to deal with. Soldier comes out for who switched Soldier here. That's Insanity switched Soldier. I was surprised not to see Soldier come out earlier. I know that Mr. One Bullet played Soldier quite a bit earlier in the year, and I know he played him last year. But Soldier's a good counter to Farah, and it doesn't mean you have to hit every shot in order to do it. So, oh my gosh, that Ashe is absolutely one shot. Survive that. The Justice comes through, but it only gets Insanity as Charlotte trades out for the Farah. The Farah goes down, but Platinum goes down on top of it. Mr. One Bullet's going to get a kill on the Ashe, though. This is scrappy. Nation trying to stay alive. That's a huge ball ult. Going to hurt Charlotte a lot as the Mercy gets the res on the Ashe. Mercy reses have been crucial for Melvindale so far, as I believe Melvindale is going to go ahead and take point number 1, because I don't think Bowden can stay alive. No, he cannot. So Melvindale's going to take point number 1. Platinum being chased down right now by a ball. Going to turn and fight. I think he was just trying to die right there so he can respawn with his team. That's exactly what he was doing.
Take him out.
Attack the objective now.
Good kills right now for Charlotte. Charlotte goes up 2 picks. That's huge. See if they can execute this Farah. Get this gosh dang Farah out of the game. There we go. Huge. So perhaps Soldier was the switch here for Insanity. He's hitting his shots right now. He looks confident. Alright, so Charlotte's got 3 ults right now. Mr. One Bullet is probably going to be the one to ult here first. Well, actually, probably Snipe Lee is going to be the first ult.
Over there.
Snipe Lee 26 doesn't hold his ult very often. He's going to want to look at try to grab this right here. Ball doing a good job creating space for his team. Bowden's on point, but his team's been pushed off pick. Ho comes out. This is a wombo combo for Charlotte as they get the Mercy pick. The Moira was one shot. Don't know where she went, but the Justice comes through. Gets a couple of picks on the side of Charlotte, but Charlotte's going to be able to wipe this off. And they're going to push Melvindale off the point, maintain supremacy here. Our healer's dead? Our support's dead?
Keep control of that point.
Oh my gosh, just low. Bowden's out here trying to survive. He's going to be blocking, trying to keep himself alive. His team's got to be so close by, and the healing orb comes through, but not in time. And Charlotte's going to be pushed off the point there as they have no tank, but they got it up to 87. That's a really good hold by Charlotte. Really good job by Bowden right there to make sure he stayed alive on the point to get as much percentage as possible. That's a really, really, really good job by him. That might be the play of the game so far for Charlotte. All right, so we are sitting on 2 DPS ults. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to guess which one's going to hit it first. If we get window here, it's probably going to be Insanity. We're going to try to do a window visor, most likely. as the whole team of Melvindale is on the left side there. Bowden's got to make a little space for his team because there is no space behind him. Ball is in the back line, alting, kind of restricting Charlotte's movement a little bit. Charlotte's being kind of pushed around right now by that ball. That ball's going to be really, really weak. Ball's killable, ball killable. They did not get the pick on the ball for how. I don't know how they did. Gosh.
We're outnumbered. Stay sharp.
Melvindale now is approaching to 90%. Can I find someone on point? 96%. Charlotte's not going to be able to get back to point.
Now.
Flashpoint.
Gotta commend Melvindale right there. They didn't hold point. They held in front of point. They said, you want to take point? You're going to have to fight 2 fights. Guess what? So I'll commend them for that. That was a good job. Ball is killable. Yep, ball dead. I'll be honest, that doesn't really hurt them very much. By the time Charlotte gets the point, gets on it and everything, they're going to be back anyways.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Okay, so looks like Royce is picking out a spot to maybe drop a high noon here. Gotta be careful he doesn't get knocked off the map right here by the ball. Bar Mercy is in the back. The hitter comes through on the ball, but it doesn't really matter because the Justice comes through by Depara, knocking out Royce and Insanity. Both DPS down for Charlotte. That's 1 support down for Charlotte. Our other support is shortly to follow here as Bowden's left alone on point. Once again, his whole team is just getting destroyed around him as Melvindale is going to take back the point. Charlotte got it up to about, what, 35%? Yep. Melvindale has flipped a switch. You remember map 1, Charlotte did take a round on Melvindale, but since then it has been all Melvindale. As the Cardinals are really showing the Orioles who the superior bird is right now. And this Farmer is just too good. Farah was one-shot. I lost track of her. There she is. A couple of one-shot people in front of Bowden right now. Bowden's going to try to secure the kills. They get one of the kills off on the Moira. Charlotte's going to try to push on a point here as the Mercy goes down. And the Co comes through in the back line, but both DPS are in the back line of Charlotte right now. Tayshawn gets the pick off the Mercy. Is the final for that one. Ball ults on point. He's holding his ground very well against Bowden. Finally, the Farah goes down. This ball's got to die, dude.
We must capture this territory.
I'm on my game.
Okay, Charlotte caps the point, but Melvindale's at 98%. Charlotte loses one more fight, they lose this map. In terms of alt, we are still sitting on Insanity, so let's go over to him. He's got a visor ready to go.
You cannot escape me. Taking them down.
He's sitting.
Do something.
Bob comes in, my God. Sights comes through by him, see if he can capitalize off anything with it. He's going to be hitting the ball a lot. Mercy at his sights. Farah in his sights. Gets one pick off on the Farah, but it's not going to be enough as Charlotte almost C9s. They get back to the point as Melvindale is there waiting for them. And Charlotte is going to lose map 5 as well. That is a 5-0 for Melvindale.
Play of the game.
This Farah just too much for Charlotte to handle. It's been a while since we've seen a Farah, actually, so maybe that's something to do with it. I'm trying to remember the last game we had a Farah Mercy against us, so we had to deal with that. Obviously, that is not what Charlotte was hoping for. Definitely a disappointing map. Definitely a disappointing loss to Melvindale. We will see what that does for our playoff bracket. I'm not quite sure what it's going to do, but I definitely think we're going to be in the top 20. I think it's 24 teams. So we'll have a chance to play into the playoffs, but I don't think we're going to have a bye after losing 5-0 to Melvindale. So good job by Melvindale. They did a heck of a job there. They have a great coach. They have a great organization, and everybody that's watching, thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be back if we have a play-in next week. If we do not have a play-in game, then we will not be here streaming until next season. So if we have a play-in, I will see y'all next week. If not, tune into MiHSEF. That's here, I'll type it. Actually, I can probably pull it up somehow, if my brain works. Let me log on to Twitch here. So if you want to watch the state tournament, if we do not have a play-in, we will be streamed here on MiHSEF's Discord.
Really amplifies that.
MiHSEF is right here. I will show their Discord for you. So right there where the starter screen's at, that's their Discord, so you can go ahead and follow that. It's MiHSEF at twitch.com. Watch us there, but we look forward to seeing y'all if we are here streaming next week. If not, I look forward to seeing y'all next season.